fellow Ghanaian citizens, ladies and gentlemen. This afternoon we gather in a solemn ceremony and with constitutional fidelity to witness the swearing in of new justices of the Supreme Court of the Republic of Ghana. On behalf of the government and the good people of Ghana, it's my singular honor to congratulate you, our newly appointed justices, on your elevation to the highest court of the land. Yours is a rare and distinguished calling. It is a high constitutional trust. It is a moment that affirms your merit and experience, as well as the hopes and expectations of a nation striving to reset, renew, and rebuild. All of you come onto the Supreme Court with vast experience and a solid knowledge of the law and are deserving of this high office. The Supreme Court of Ghana stands as the final custodian of our laws, the guardian of our democracy and the protector of the rights and liberties of all our citizens. It is to this court that people turn when their freedoms are threatened, when justice seems distant, or when the complexities of modern governance tests the Constitution. As justices of this noble institution, you are called not merely to interpret the law, but to embody its highest ideals, which are fairness, impartiality, integrity, and courage. You are expected to serve not as arbiters of technicalities, but as stewards of justice and conscience. Yours is not only a legal role, but a moral responsibility to safeguard our Constitution's spirit and interpret it in ways that advance the common good and protect the most vulnerable in our society. Fellow citizens, we live in an era of profound national reflection. Ghanaians are looking not only to the executive for leadership, but also to the judiciary for assurance that the laws of this land still work for all of us, that there is fairness and equality before the law, and that justice is not denied by undue delay. In recent years, our judiciary, like many of our democratic institutions, have come under public scrutiny. The erosion of public trust in our state institutions reflects a crisis of confidence that must be addressed with truth and urgency. However, this moment also presents us with an opportunity, a chance to begin again, to reaffirm the judiciary's independence, to rebuild its reputation, and to restore the people's faith in the rule of law. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the essence of the Ghana Reset Agenda, a national renewal grounded in justice, equity, transparency, and institutional reform. A reformed and revitalized Ghana must rest on the firm foundation of a credible, independent, and efficient justice system. In our Ghana We Want vision, the judiciary is not a passive bystander in nation building. It is an active guarantor of rights, an enabler of development, and a check on the excesses of power. The judiciary must not only speak the language of the law, it must understand the heartbeat of the nation. It must be alert to the needs of low-income individuals, mindful of the struggles faced by our women and children, and sensitive to the anxieties of our citizens who feel excluded, unheard, or unseen. In our reset republic, access to justice must not depend on status or wealth. It must not be the privilege of a few, but it must be the right of all citizens. And that is why under the Reset Agenda, we'll pursue key reforms to digitalize and modernize the court's processes to reduce delays, to improve court infrastructure and working conditions across the country, to expand legal aid and public defender services, to strengthen judicial training and ethics, and to deepen collaboration between the bench, the bar, and the broader civic space. To our newly sworn-in justices, I say this: today you inherit the robe of honor and the weight of a nation's expectations. This robe is not simply a mark of office, it is a public trust. It is a symbol of service, humility, and accountability. Wear it with wisdom. Interpret the law not just as it is, but as it ought to be, alive to context and sensitive to the lived realities of the Ghanaian people. Speak through your judgments, not your opinions. Show leadership through principle, not preference. Let your legacy be measured in volumes of law reports, the lives you touched, the precedents you set, and the public trust that you preserved. I await the report of the H. Kwesi Prempeh Constitutional Review Committee in August this year, and I'm hopeful that their report will contain recommendations that will make our judiciary more effective and just. Ladies and gentlemen, history teaches us that where the judiciary is strong, society is stable. Where the judiciary is impartial, citizens feel secure. And where the judiciary is respected, democracy flourishes. We must protect our courts from political interference, economic manipulation, and public intimidation. An independent judiciary is not a threat to government. It is a partner in nation building. We need justices who are not swayed by popularity or pressure, but are anchored in the Constitution and driven by a genuine desire to uphold justice without fear or favor. We need a judiciary that understands that legal certainty and predictability are essential for good governance, investor confidence, economic growth, and social cohesion. My fellow citizens, the swearing in of these new justices today is more than just a ceremonial function. It is a beacon of hope in a time where many Ghanaians are yearning for direction and renewal. It is a signpost that the reset has begun, not only in words, but also in action and in our institutions. We're building a new Ghana, one where our institutions work, leadership listens, and merit is rewarded, and justice is blind not to truth, but blind to bias. Let us be encouraged and reminded that while the challenges we face are real, the tools to overcome them lie within us. Courage, competence, conviction, and character. We must all play our part, whether in public office or in private enterprise, in the media or in the marketplace, in the courtroom or in the classroom. We are all stewards of our national patriotism. To the newly appointed justices, I commend you once again. The people of Ghana believe in you, the nation stands with you, and history will be your judge on how fairly you have dispensed justice and on the firmness of your resolve. As you swear your solemn oaths today, do so in the spirit of service, not status. Let your conscience be your compass. Let the Constitution be your guide. And let the people of Ghana be a constant reminder to you of the power and purpose of the law. Let justice reign. May God bless you. May God bless our judiciary. And may God bless our homeland, Ghana. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, for those wise counsel. At this juncture, may I invite His Lordship Justice Senior Jamefe to deliver his remarks on behalf of his colleagues, please.